On Monday, when the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, stormed plot 1946 in Gaduwa District, Abuja, to confront soldiers allegedly occupying the land linked to former Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awwal Zubairu Gambo, retired. Wike expressed outrage that armed soldiers had earlier chased away FCT officials, enforcing a stop-work order on the disputed property. The minister, who was denied entry into the site by soldiers, said the developers lacked valid documents or legal approvals. He condemned what he described as an act of intimidation, warning that no one, regardless of past office, was above the law. We cannot allow lawlessness to prevail in the FCT, Wike said, stressing that the use of military personnel to obstruct government enforcement was unacceptable. Wike disclosed that he had contacted the Chief of Defense Staff and the Chief of Naval Staff, who promised to resolve the issue amicably. Reaffirming his stance against illegality, the minister vowed to apply the same enforcement standards across Abuja. The FCT administration has recently intensified its crackdown on land racketeering and unauthorized developments in the capital. I will start with you, Chizi, on this one. What is your take on this story?
You know, when you watch that
the video clip,
you will find a very unfortunate situation. First is the fact that the FCT, there is a law governing the FCT. Of course, that's the same law governing Nigeria. Is the Land Use Act gives land to the government, whether you are the president or whosoever you are, meaning that if they have chased away FCT officials using the army, that's cool for me. And so, but my issue here is that the FCT minister would have applied restraint. And I tell you why. If they had chased the people you sent to the site, it means they've chased you. I will take the other legal action. I will call the people, to order and allow law prevail. I wouldn't go there personally to begin to, have exchange banters with a soldier, an officer, whoever. Because he said it's from order from above. Now we need to get to the root of the orders from above. Because even that, those people who gave that order and the ones who carried out that order, then they need to be sacked from the army. Because he can't, the FCT minister, of course, is the president, of course, whether you like it or yes, he's the president, and you carry certain level of office. And there are certain level of office you occupy that you wouldn't go physical. You don't go compact. You have to call these people to order because you are not at their level. The level of this thing. You have said this thing and they chased, the army chased them. Then you call the Chief of Naval Staff and Defense Staff before you go in there. They will have to be the one to take action and remove those people, because even though you are going to do, it's a civil matter, and that civil matter is supposed to be approached by police, not the army at all, not the soldiers. So if the soldiers have gone, it means they have gone, they have gone beyond their
call of duty.
And so they should be called to order, and then they should. But I wouldn't go there, to begin to the video clip, except it's AI manipulated. But if that video clip was not good for my site, and I didn't like that.
All right, very well. Daniel, what is your take on this story?
Yes, let me start from where he stopped. I think that there is a saying that said, the man dies in the face of oppression if he didn't see anything. If the FCT minister has sent people out on legal duty and they are stopped from carrying out a legal obligation, legal duty, it is equally right for a minister to visit and see who actually would stop the authority from carrying out its legal duty. Now, having said that, I think let's establish some things. Probably maybe because of Wike as a person. Let's remove him and use the word the FCT minister, because anyone could be an FCT minister. An El-Rufai, who was once an FCT minister, can't walk to that place and somebody stops him. He will just go back home. He should not be a serving minister. Remember that the commander-in-chief, who happened to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in his front Wike took an oath, standing looking at the commander-in-chief, took an oath to serve, and the president delegated his power. He's the commander-in-chief. He delegated his power, and Wike became the minister of the FCT. In other words, every landed issue in Abuja is vested in the minister. The minister can revoke a land. He has power to so do. The minister can approve. And the minister can also redesign and change how a place should be. And having known this, because the story said a disputed land. In other words, there's already a comma on that land. And from the video, and if you see that video, you would appreciate what what the FCT minister did yesterday. If not, there would have been a fisticuff between security agencies. You will see where he was hitting the head of his security team, when that one was telling the soldier that you are unprofessional. And you would also see one other one who wore black, holding a gun, that was pushing that soldier, and he told that one to shift back. Then you must appreciate the restraint he tried to make the bed. As an FCT minister, always that's why we cry about our leaders who sit in the office. Go to the field and also see what people witness, what some of us witness soldiers had done to us on roads. And then you tell us what order from above? From the president? Which order? And you would note that even at that point, the FCT minister called the Chief of Defense Staff. And the FCT minister gave his phone to the soldier. And all the soldier was doing was saying, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. There was one language he used to his boys there. And so the point is, that officer who was there, who is being paid with taxpayers' money, was on a legal duty there. Was the minister? Was
the soldier on
that officer?
Yes, it was a really good duty.
It's an illegal duty. It's an illegal duty. It is illegal for him to be there. He was never assigned to go and guide a plot of land. For a land that is disputed, you stay there so that building can go. So I think that it's unfortunate what played out yesterday. Yes, I understand that the minister would have restrained himself. In all honesty, we all have this different way of our approach to life. You as an individual, maybe state of maturity, I just walk away. Not everybody, not everyone will walk away in the face of oppression. Okay, let all of us employ soldiers and employ police. Same way this happened during the election in Ekiti State under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. The man who carries immunity from River State, the River State governor, and some other governors were stopped from entering Ekiti by soldiers on the order from above. What kind of order? In Lagos State, a police officer stopped the governor from going somewhere because of order from above. What kind of order? So I wait to even see the reaction of the commander-in-chief, whose power is also vested in the FCT minister to carry out what he has done. But unfortunately, that was never a training. I went to NMS. Before I came out, I had an accident. I left NMS. This was never training. To go and guide land. What land are you guiding? When we have people dying in Sambisa, dying everywhere.
The job of the Nigerian military is to protect our territorial integrity,
yes.
Correct?
Yes, even that guy is a naval, not even a military. He's a naval. Yes, he's a naval officer.
So he should be protecting the.
He should never have been there that yesterday. That's the unfortunate thing for us as a country, not even to the military board. What is he doing there at that time? And see, you can expand the argument to say, oh, some people came. Oh, probably you don't know them. You didn't allow them. You can't tell me that you don't know the FCT minister to have allowed him access into that place. You won't say you don't know the FCT minister, and the FCT minister is not working for himself. He has people he report to, which is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But unfortunately, there is the big man syndrome in Nigeria that we all say is an order from above. Even when the defense, remember the CDS spoke to that boy, they never left that place. So I wait to even see what would happen, what would be the reaction. Yes, we can hate Wike for all we like. We can hate him for, but the truth is that what happened yesterday shouldn't have happened if that officer or somebody backing him is not giving him a go-ahead, which is unfortunate.
Now, interestingly, Daniel Momo brought an interesting perspective, and that is questioning the business of the soldier or the naval officer in that place, considering that is not his point of call, that is not where his duty post is supposed to be. And that also brings to mind the illegal postings of both police officers, military personnel, and all of that. And, you know, Nigerians in this conversation, while it was trending, nobody is looking at this perspective.
Yeah, sure.
Is this where that soldier and those soldiers were at that point in time? Was it a legal posting? Was it a legal posting?
You know, it couldn't have been a legal posting. And I had to find out that he was given that order by
a retired naval
chief. I mean, that again is
retired.
You know, how?
Underscore.
Meaning that you know what that means. That means that the Chief of Naval Staff here now can also go there, and this guy will not allow the Chief of Naval Staff to enter because the retired general gave him order. Because a retired general. The only thing I say is, you see, when Daniel was talking about it, I understand that energy. Firstly, if Wike has sworn an oath to represent the president, of course that's what it means. It means that the person who went there to meet the person is the highest person that should give an order to any security person, and that is the chief, the commander-in-chief of the federal government, and that's what the FCT went there to represent. Because the person who went there is not just Wike. Is the FCT minister, and not just the FCT minister, is the president that went there as commander-in-chief. So which order would he have taken other than that order? But there is something I want to find out here, which is why I said Wike should have withdrawn. You know why I wanted Wike to withdraw? You see, you fight being alive. For that man, that officer to stand before the FCT minister and say order from above, it means there is something fishing that's bigger than this. It means there is something fishing that's not just about this. That for me is like
this is a pointer to a more deeper issue that has not manifested yet.
Deeper issue. Let me tell you, in each of the military arms, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, they do have the military police. You know what the military police does? Theirs is to arrest the military in case of this kind of airing officers. And so if the CDS has called him and he said, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, you know, order from above, and then spoke to his boss and never left there immediately. Because as soon as he gets the phone call of the military, of the CDS, his was to say, yeah, more sir, and then leave immediately, because there couldn't have been a better order. There couldn't have been a better order. So there must be something else. No wonder I said, let him be alive first. Because there are more things to this thing than meets the eye.
Because the question would be the audacity.
The audacity. And that is just recently, after we have had some cool news or that. Something is fishing. Maybe that officer was sent to kill Wike. So I'm protecting my brother. Oh. Maybe.
Don't you think that's an extreme conspiracy?
No. See, let me tell you. In law, I may not be a lawyer, but in law, if you put a property in a land that you do not own, that property is dead. It's looked as rubbish. It can be packed away. That means it never existed, because you can't put something on nothing. So the soldier being there, in the first instance, like I said, it was supposed to be the job of the police to even be there if there is dispute. It's not the place of the and then to make the matters worse, a naval officer that is even not close to any water. Where is he coming from? Which water is this? So it looks like he is there. They have told him, go there, and in case the FCT minister comes, shoot him. I'm telling you the truth. That's why some of us will say, no, please, if they have done that and you have gone there to look at that, nobody can. if there's nothing going under, no general, I'm talking about the Chief of Army Staff, cannot be in a place and see the FCT minister. Let me tell you what they don't know. The Chief of Army Staff will salute the FCT minister. Do you know that?
Now, the thing here is that whatever conversation that went on between the Chief of Army Staff and the military personnel, we didn't hear it.
No, it was the CDS.
CDS.
It was the CDS.
Yeah, Chief of Defense Staff.
Wike called and he spoke to him about his frustration of what was happening. And probably maybe he said, give the officer the phone. And Wike gave the officer the phone. And all we heard the guy was saying, yes, sir. He was not saying, and I expected, even at that point, access was not granted to the FCT minister. Now, let's note something here so that we're clear. Keyamo went to court sometime during the Buhari's, was it before Buhari? No, during the Buhari's regime, that a soldier cannot be made a chief of staff, a naval staff, without the confirmation of the legislature. And the legislature is the symbol of democracy, which is that the authority, in other words, all military functions are subject to civil authority. So like he was saying, what authority was greater in the FCT? Even the president referred to Wike as my landlord.
Landlord, yes.
Wike has what we call the commissioner of police in Abuja. Even though you have the IG in Abuja, there's also the commissioner of police that reports to Wike in Abuja. And they do security meeting. If Wike needed to escalate anything, like every other governor would do, he will meet with the IG. So which other authority is greater in Abuja? Because Abuja now is just that geographical region. If you talk of Nigeria, you talk of the president. If you talk of River State, you talk of the governor. So which authority was bigger than Wike in Abuja?
FCT.
That we would now, a soldier would now say that there is an order for him not to grant access
To the FCT minister.
I read a lot of things and I laugh. Why? Probably maybe he's kind of person. We do not like him. A lot of things. But the truth is that we should be committed to the truth always. We should be committed to the rule of law always.
Right.
Wike was denied access to a property that he wanted to pay a visit to legally.
And mind you, we have forgotten that it's important to note that Wike stated that they chased away, the soldiers had chased away FCT
he got that report
enforcing a stop work order. So the soldiers in the first place chased out officials who went on official duty on that property. So I think we also did not bring that into perspective.
No, you used the word disputed.
Okay.
It was a disputed...
Right, very well. So apart from the legality or illegality of the soldiers at on that property at that material time, we are also looking at the illegality of chasing away government officials on official duty in that land.
And when you are on illegal duty,
while you are on
illegal duty, you have chasing away people who came on. You see, Daniel brought a perspective here. You know, there is something about Nigerian. You know, especially now that we are heading to 2027. You know, there is a name that when you hear, you will not say whatever he does is backed. Whether you, because you don't like him. You know, we are very emotional. We argue from that emotional point of view. That this man and I'm beginning to think that is why Wike always wins them. You know, Wike is a very smart politician. Wike is a very smart politician. You know, you can do that and you will see Wike is, like what he said, when the CDS spoke with that guy, and of course spoke with Wike again, Wike left the place. Maybe the CDS would have said, move, leave there. And Wike left the place. We should have also seen that guy move out of that place immediately. Because the CDS. So we should also ask the CDS, what did you tell the guy? Stay there.
While you tell the FCT minister to
leave. What did you tell the guy?
That's
because
the question. We didn't hear the conversation.
Yes, we didn't hear the conversation, but we knew that Wike acted on that. Wike left. And so, what did the guy do?
Why the soldiers stayed behind?
Stayed behind. Doing what? Now, let me tell you. There's nothing like legal or illegal land when the FCT minister is saying this. You can actually go to court to obtain it. But the land is owned by government. Government can decide. What you should even be asking is compensation. You know, whether government is going to compensate you. Assuming in this studio now, government wants to use this place. What you should be asking for is time to allow you stay and then move out and compensation. Not that government cannot take this place. Government can declare this place as public toilet. Because that's the land, that's the law. And so Wike is there doing all of that. That's why I will still want to bring out that issue. Please, 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 Mr. President, check the security. Something is happening. Something is fishing. Because that guy couldn't have that impetus. And especially to the person of Wike, even not being an FCT minister. No. That guy wouldn't do that. That guy wouldn't do that. And if you notice, Wike was shouting, I was already a local government chairman before you were born. And of course, you know, that kind of when we were in primary school. And so he can't do that. So he's been a chief security officer like that. It's not only the police that Wike meets at the Security Council of FCT. Even the Army, Navy, Air Force, they will be there. And of course, you know that Wike, as the FCT minister, is a landlord of all of those security activities. So you don't do that. So there must be something, I think, that they should.
There is more to it. More to this that meets the eye.
More to that.
All right.
That a man will stand before a serving minister and before a president and will be saying, I have a higher order. Order from where? From a retired Chief of Naval Staff?